initiated a cancel culture of sorts against Gareth Cliff. Gabriel, I must come to you then. That's the irony for me in this entire thing, is that the voices we hear from the most in our society demanded that we hear least of those that are already heard of the least, i.e. those who are in the alternative media space, podcasting and the like. Is that not just the delicious irony of this whole situation?
Dude, let's make it more delicious. Gareth was quoting IRR polling.
Yeah,
that IRR polling comes from ordinary South Africans, people who don't have their own show, people who make their bread and butter, meet together, buy all kinds of things, okay, that the spotlight doesn't shine on. That's who we spoke to. And it cost a lot of money to get a random survey going. And we've done it again and again. Gareth cites those figures. He doesn't cite the figures. He just refers to it. He says, IRR polling has shown consistently that racism is the bottom of most South Africans' priorities. I can give a number to. He said nobody. Okay, that's not technically right. It's actually 3%. I think that under the convention of conversational English, if you say nobody believes the moon is made of cheese, and then someone else goes and finds a tiny minority who think it's really made of cheese, it's okay. Nobody doesn't literally mean nobody. It's not technically correct though, but it's a tiny minority. And against that, you have one person saying, my lived experience is I suffer racism every day. And what wins out? It's not the ordinary voices of thousands of people that we've polled again and again through the years. It's someone whose job it is to stand in the spotlight. And I think that asymmetry is dire. I think that as head of campaigns for the IRR, we haven't made up our minds, but my immediate impulse was like, you know what? If you guys want to take away your money from Gareth Cliff for citing ordinary South Africans whose voices have only been heard through this very expensive mechanism of a statistically representative poll, and instead you want to stand with a person who says, everyone who looks the same thinks the same. So I think I'm suffering racism every day. Therefore, everyone who looks the same as me must think the same thing. If you want to choose that kind of Volksgeist ideology that's been going since Berlin in the 1880s over good humans are individuals, let's try and get statistical polls, then I can't do business with you. But if your issue is Gareth's style, I like his style, whatever, you can disagree. If you stand for the science and you stand for getting ordinary South Africans' voices heard, I call on Nandos to sponsor the next IRR survey, and we'll ask the same questions. We'll use the same methodology. Give us your bucks. If you're not too chicken, put your money where your mouth is, and let's uplift freedom of speech. Let's hear, what do people want to say? What is their lived experience? And let's not let someone with a microphone and a job that most of people my age and younger don't have. Let's listen to the people. Nandos, you've got money. You like to sponsor things. Why don't you sponsor a survey about race relations through the IRR? And then after that, you can even sponsor publishing the results. And I think that would be a terrible outcome for Gareth in the sense he quotes the IRR. He loses the money. We get it. But on the other hand, I think that guy's such a mensch and has such a commitment to free speech and this country and living intelligently that he wouldn't be bitter about it.
Absolutely.
That's my initial pushback. Let's really add to free speech. Let's hear what ordinary people have to say.
And please know I will clip this and we'll CC Nandos. Nandos, that is a challenge to you. Are you willing to hear the voices of those ordinary South Africans